It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I've been out in paradise, rolling like a paradise, busting out the scene, go against me, not a fair fight. I've been out in paradise, rolling like a paradise, living out my dream, getting paper, that's my way of life. I wanna thank the academy, I had the vision to get these awards. Ay. Why did these people be wondering how did I do it? It came from the source. Masterminds, why they rationalize? I be dancing on them for the exercise. Gotta watch me, they wanna analyze. When it come to talking, I don't fraternize. Don't apologize for my greatness. That is high as appellations. I get accommodated around the nation. I am not for the bed and I'm finna focus on the celebration. Money coming through inflation. Tracking my book is like it's education. Now you're a product of pure dedication. I can be patient. Who wanna get on my way? Better clear my path when I'm coming through. Finally, I'm getting to the bag and it's overdue. Anybody trying to make a bet? I don't pay my dues. Playing with my name is not a threat. I'ma make a move. Time and time again. Money be my only friend. Pilot in my caravan. Fresher than your peppermint. Rock star, pop star. I ain't tryna pick. They got me fishing for the check. I'm about to run them out of paradise. Rolling like a paradise. Busting out the scene. Go against me, not a fair fight. I've been out of paradise. Rolling like a paradise. Living out my dream. Getting paper, that's my way of life. I've been out in paradise. Rolling like a paradise. Busting out the scene. Go against me, not a fair fight. I've been out in paradise. Rolling like a paradise. Living out my dream. Getting paper, that's my way of life.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. In this particular video, we're going to be addressing Tony Buzbee. Tony Buzbee is back out in the street, back in the courtroom, and filing more lawsuits against Jay-Z, Quinn Emanuel, his lawyers, and Roc Nation, okay? This is fresh off the presses. We have someone by the name of, what is the name here? Jose Maldonado, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I'm correct with that, though. Yes, Jose Maldonado. And they're going up against Marcy Bryancroft, who we talked about a week or so ago, Roc Nation, MJ Legal, Jessica Santiago, Quinn Emanuel Urquhart, which is the legal team that represents Jay-Z. And this is, once again, Tony Buzbee claiming that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, and his lawyers are sending out people, investigators, etc., to harass his former clients, to offer money towards opening up cases against Tony Buzbee, etc. All right, so I told y'all the new year was going to be jumping off. The new year was going to be crazy. They're going to be going back and forth. They're going to be playing a lot of these types of games with filing these lawsuits. And I don't know how this stuff is going to go. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest about that. Clearly, I'm not a legal professional. But I'm just here like everybody else, man. Now, what I do have is the entire lawsuit so that we can get to the specifics of what they're alleging, what this new thing is all about, and what resolution they're trying to accomplish with this. But of course, we know Tony Buzbee is doing nothing but trying to tarnish Jay-Z and Roc Nation, tarnish their reputation, tarnish their name, and of course, force some money up out of them. Okay? But let's get to it. All right, so here we are. Thank God who art in heaven. This is only 13 pages, so we ain't got to go through 40, 50, 60. This is straight to the point, okay? Jose Maldonado plaintiff versus, once again, Marcy Bryancroft, who we talked about. She's done some work with Jay-Z and Team Roc, Roc Nation, LLC, MJ Legal, PA, Jessica Santiago, Quinn Emanuel Urquhart, and Sullivan, LLP, okay? Now, plaintiff's original petition for Barratry and conspiracy to commit Barratry. And I told y'all, Barratry, we'll get to it. Fuck it. Plaintiff files this original petition against defendants Marcy Bryancroft, Blase Bluta, Defendants have conspired to obstruct justice by engaging shadowy operatives to illegally seek out more than 24 current and former clients of the Buzbee law firm to convince those clients to bring frivolous cases against the Buzbee law firm. Defendant Roc Nation is financing the effort. Attorneys Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel are orchestrating the effort. In some cases, defendants' agents pretend to work for the state of Texas and have flashed fake badges. Soliciting clients is a crime in the state of Texas. Paying individuals to file false claims is unethical and criminal in the state of Texas. Now, for those of y'all that do work in this field, because I know some of y'all do watch my channel, when he says soliciting clients is illegal in the state of Texas, right? Tell me, what is the difference between putting out calls, accepting calls, and trying to find people who may have adverse stories about Tony Buzbee and his practice? Tell me what the difference between that is and Tony Buzbee putting out a hotline and putting out advertisements and all of these different things, holding press conferences, telling people to send them their accounts of Diddy. What is the difference between those two things from a legal perspective? Anyone willing to tell me, drop it in the comments, drop it in the chat. I'm here to be enlightened about the subject, because to me, it doesn't seem like that would be all the way different when you're talking about soliciting, but maybe the solicitation is illegal in terms of visiting people's homes. So be sure to let me know the distinction, if you will. We'll keep going. Okay. And I do know pretending to be a state official or a police person or something like that, that is definitely an offense, but that would also need to be proven. Okay. Paying individuals to file false claims is unethical and criminal in the state of Texas. Impersonating a state official is also a crime in Texas. In at least one case, defendants' agents offered as much as $10,000 to a former client of the Buzbee law firm to sue the firm. Unfortunately for the defendants, their agents are not very smart or careful. Their agents were caught on audio tape red-handed. Not knowing that they were being recorded, defendants' agents admitted that defendants Marcy Croft, a licensed Texas lawyer and member of Team Rock, was orchestrating the effort, and in another recording, those agents described the criminal conspiracy in great detail, going so far to admit that the lawsuits would be reported in the press and that some former clients had already accepted money to join the effort. Okay? They further state Roc Nation and Jay-Z are synonymous. Jay-Z is founder and chairman of Roc Nation. At the same time, the illegal conduct described herein continues. The Buzbee law firm is pursuing claims on behalf of at least one client against Jay-Z in New York federal court. And as a result of that client's claims, Jay-Z sued the Buzbee law firm in Los Angeles State Court. Defendant Quinn Emanuel, who represents Jay-Z in both cases and who also frequently represents Roc Nation, denied in open court and in the press involvement in the scheme described herein. That denial was a bold-faced lie. Again, due to their own sloppiness, one of Quinn Emanuel's own partners admitted as much in a public filing. The illegal effort described here, which Roc Nation is funding and Defendant Croft and Defendant Quinn Emanuel are orchestrating, is intended to interfere with the Buzbee law firm's ability to represent its clients and offer pertinent evidence to authorities. Now, hold on. Right? They say that Roc Nation denied in open court and in the press involvement in the scheme described here. I find that to be an interesting statement. Y'all give me a second. Defendant's scheme is summarized in the following recording transcripts. Okay? Now, the thing about this transcript is we've already heard about this. These same quotes. What we're trying to do is we're trying to put this thing together for the company that we're working for. We could get you paid. You could get money right soon, you know. We gave this kid $1,000 to start yesterday just to get him on the right path. At the end of the day, this is going to go through the courts. Buzbee is getting sued. Okay? This ain't the first time that they've shown us and told us about those direct quotes, but they're coming up all over again. Okay? As part of their scheme, defendants attempted to use the plaintiff herein as a pawn. On behalf of defendant Marcy Croft, two individuals attempted to call plaintiff many times. They then went to what they believed was plaintiff's home. They actually went to his father's home. They identified themselves as federal officers. When they realized they had the wrong house, they continued to contact plaintiff. They were pushy. They then told him he had to talk to them because they were with the state. They told him that they were putting together a lawsuit on behalf of defendant Marcy Croft and the company she was working for, and that she would assign his case to someone who could get him a lot of money. Rather than go along with their illegal efforts, the plaintiff contacted his lawyers at the Buzbee law firm. He now files suit for Barratry, both a crime and a civil action in the state of Texas. This is just one of multiple cases to be filed by plaintiffs who have been illegally solicited by investigators working as part of a cabal headquartered in New York City. Defendants have a long history of the type of abusive and egregious conduct described herein because they have gotten away with it for so long. Defendants think they can come down to Texas and do whatever they choose with impunity. Oh, here we go with this. You think you could come down to Texas and do whatever you want to do? They are wrong. Their behavior will have consequences both civilly and criminally, okay? So, they say here, plaintiff is a resident of Texas in Harris County. Defendant Marcy Bryan Croft, who we talked about before, is a Texas licensed attorney and a self-admitted member of Team Rock. She can be served through the state Texas Secretary of State at her office, blase blah blah. And then they go and put these this little screenshot here of Marcy Croft from Mississippi talking about things that she worked on in conjunction with Team Rock, Alex Spiro, Jay-Z, okay? So this is the connection, and we've already talked about her connection with Team Rock. She's definitely done work with them, so this is not new information. But they're drawing these screenshots here to just, number one, prove their connection, and two, they're alleging that those who came to his client's door were using her name as the person putting the case together, right? Defendant MJ Legal PA is a business corporation and law firm performing legal services in Texas. This defendant can be served through blase blue blue blue. Don't want to put people's addresses and stuff out there, so we'll skip all that. Okay. This is talking about why it's appropriate for them to have this in Texas. And of course, it took place in Texas. Discovery control plan. Plaintiff intends to conduct discovery under level 3 of Texas Rule of Civil Procedure 190.4 and affirmatively pleads that this suit is not governed by the expedited actions process in Texas Rule of Civil Procedure 169 because plaintiff requests injunctive relief and plaintiff seeks monetary relief over $100,000. So there is no specific amount, but we do know that it is going to be a request of over $100K. Okay, now here's what they purport as facts. On behalf of two clients, Tony Buzbee and the Buzbee law firm sent demand letters to Sean Carter attorneys in New York. The letters made no monetary demand. They only sought out a confidential sit-down to discuss the client's allegations. In response to the two letters, defendant Quinn Emanuel filed suit against the Buzbee law firm on behalf of John Doe. That suit alleged that the firm was trying to extort John Doe, who they later admitted was in fact Sean Jay-Z Carter. That lawsuit was and is frivolous and will be dismissed. I thought that was the other way around. Like, you came out with the demand letter, you had a filing that was John Doe, but then they declined to play ball with you, declined to settle out of court, declined to come meet with y'all. Therefore, you came out and released his name as Sean Carter. Not that they admitted that it was Sean Carter, but you revealed it was Sean Carter. Now, I could be off, but I recall that being the run of events. They say that lawsuit was and is frivolous and will be dismissed. That is yet to be seen. Several weeks later, the Buzbee law firm, on behalf of one of the clients who sent a demand letter, filed a lawsuit against Mr. Carter. At or around that time, defendant's conspiracy began. As part of that conspiracy, current and former clients of the Buzbee law firm began receiving solicitations from investigators aggressively encouraging current and former clients to sue the firm. The investigators used burner phones. Many times the investigators used fake names or flash badges or credentials, but would not let the clients actually see them. During some of the contacts, the investigators were pushy, and at least two, they pretended to be acting on behalf of the state of Texas. One claimed to be a federal agent. Several of these calls or contacts were caught on either camera or tape. We would love to see it. In each instance, the investigators were careful not to disclose on whose behalf they were working for good reason. The defendants in this case did not want to disclose their participation in the flagrant violation of Texas law. Indeed, these defendants openly and brazenly violated Texas criminal laws dozens of times. Okay? One such target of defendant solicitation was plaintiff Jose Maldonado. Mr. Maldonado is a resident of Harris County. He was the plaintiff in a Jones Act lawsuit filed on his behalf in 2020 by the Buzbee law firm. His case was tried but ended in a mistrial due to juror misconduct. His case then settled in May of 2023. He was happy with his settlement and has no complaints with the Buzbee law firm. Now, of course, there are complaints out there with Tony Buzbee and his law firm that they reach settlements with people, but then they don't pay them their money. They keep hold of the money and basically take the large end of the payout, and the client walks away with little or nothing other than another badge under the Buzbee law firm's belt. Okay? Throughout the week of December 16th, 2024, so this is very recent, Mr. Maldonado was contacted multiple times out of the blue by two investigators. In several phone calls and even unannounced visits to the home of Mr. Maldonado's father, these investigators attempted to illegally sway Mr. Maldonado. They identified themselves as federal agents. This contact was an illegal solicitation and was made on behalf of and as a part of a conspiracy involving defendants Croft, Rock Nation, and Quinn Emanuel. One of these investigators identified herself as Jessica Santiago. The other identified himself as Gregory Thomas. So now the thing is, how can we verify that Jessica Santiago and or Greg Thomas are actually affiliated with Rock Nation and etc.? After showing up to Mr. Maldonado's father's home, they started calling him directly. They asked Mr. Maldonado if he was unhappy with his representation from the Buzbee law firm and whether they could see his settlement documents. They were pushy. They followed this up by explaining to him that they were with the state feds, but could connect him with a private lawyer so he could sue the Buzbee law firm. They told Maldonado several times that there was money in this for you. These investigators admitted that they were working for an attorney named Marcy Croft at the law firm MJ Legal PA. Defendant Marcy Croft is an attorney in Jackson, Mississippi. Defendant MJ Legal is the law firm Ms. Croft purportedly owns. Ms. Croft advertises herself as a member of Team Rock. Moreover, Ms. Croft advertises that she has become actively involved with criminal justice reform and prison reform alongside Rock Nation's philanthropic arm, Team Rock. Now, I don't think she's a full-time member of Team Rock. It's just certain projects that they work on that she may get brought in to do. I don't even know what the most recent case she worked on with Team Rock was, right? I don't even know if she was involved in the suing of the, the police station or police group out there in Kansas City. I don't even know if she was in on that. She further advertises herself as being involved in numerous litigation actions pending on behalf of Team Rock families and hundreds of incarcerated men. Marcy Croft has worked with Rock Nation for years alongside Quinn Emanuel's Alex Spiro. Spiro and Quinn Emanuel are currently opposing the Buzbee law firm in at least two cases. Okay, cause of action for Barratry, solicitation. Plaintiff incorporates the preceding paragraphs of this petition as if set forth fully herein. Defendant Rock Nation LLC in conspiracy with Quinn Emanuel orchestrated and instructed defendants Croft and MJ Legal to send agents, private investigators in Texas to the homes of the firm's clients and ex-clients who were also in Texas. One of those clients was plaintiff Jose Maldonado. Once there, these agents investigators solicited employment for defendant Croft and defendant MJ Legal. Each of these defendants offered money to plaintiff to hire defendant Croft and sue the firm. To add insult to injury, these investigators sent by defendants acted as if they were government officials or police officers, even going as far to brandish a badge and tell Mr. Maldonado they were federal agents. Defendant Roc Nation is knowingly financing the commission of these criminal offenses and is therefore guilty of same. Quinn Emanuel is assisting in the conspiracy and has publicly lied about its involvement and has also had its lawyers lie directly to a state court judge in Texas about its involvement. Next up is civil conspiracy. Plaintiff incorporates the preceding paragraphs of this petition as if set forth fully herein. Defendants make up more than two persons who sought to accomplish a goal of committing barratry and soliciting clients to sue the firm. All defendants had a meeting of the minds on this organized criminal conduct and then took many unlawful acts to accomplish this criminal conduct. As a result, plaintiff suffered severe damages in an amount to be proven at trial. Because defendant's conduct was committed with actual malice, plaintiff seeks exemplary damages against defendants. Okay? Also, punitive damages. Plaintiff incorporates the preceding paragraphs of this petition as if set forth fully herein. Defendant's conduct was committed with actual malice, and such plaintiff seeks exemplary damages against defendants. Moreover, because this involves the violation of a criminal statute, no damage caps are applicable to plaintiff's damages. As an approximate result of defendant's conduct, plaintiff has suffered damages in an amount to be proven at trial. Now, as of yet, Jay-Z ain't came off of no bread other than what he's paying his legal team, but we shall see what goes on. Okay, damages. Plaintiff incorporates the preceding paragraphs of this petition as if set forth fully herein. As a direct and proximate result of the occurrence made the basis of this lawsuit, plaintiff suffered injury. Plaintiff seeks the following damages pursuant to Texas law: compensatory damages in an attempt to be proven at trial, consequential and special damages in an amount to be proven at trial, exemplary damages, interest on damages in accordance with law and costs of court, attorney fees, and such other and further relief to which plaintiff is entitled. Okay, demand for jury. They respectfully demand a jury trial. All right, so that's that. And one more time for the sake of documentation, barratry is a legal term that at common law described a criminal offense committed by people who are overly officious in instigating or encouraging prosecution of groundless litigation, or who bring repeated or persistent acts of litigation for the purposes of profit or harassment. I find this to be a very interesting word because it seems like something that Tony Buzbee would be guilty of himself, but that's just my personal opinion. Excuse me. Although it remains a crime in some jurisdictions, barratry has been frequently abolished as being anachronistic and obsolete. If barratrous litigation is deemed to be for the purpose of silencing critics, it is known as strategic lawsuit against public participation, aka SLAP. Jurisdictions that otherwise have no barratry laws may have SLAP laws. Okay, so just to give y'all some context on what barratry is, because they keep using this word as one of their key allegations against Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Quinn Emanuel, Marcy Croft, etc. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. It could get tossed out. It could be investigated further. We're gonna have to see. But let me know what y'all think of all of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love, respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest, but drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.